Powered by Mackay Security.
All right, so we're lining up for the start of this KSAFA Championship semi-final between the JDF and Constant Spring. The winner will advance to face Big Bad. Well, it wasn't Constant Spring, the favorites. They were dumped out of the competition. Augustown beat them on penalties on Saturday evening, and one of these two teams will advance to play Augustown in the final. I see A.B. Stuart Stevenson in the greeting party, greeting both teams at the Constant Spring field where this is all going down. Ronaldo Adams is the man with both sets of coaches. Gavaski Walker, assistant coach of the JDF, and Alicia James, assistant coach, Olympic Gardens FC. Ronaldo?
Coach, you were finalists in recent years. How integral and how have you prepared for tonight's semi-finals with the finals in your side?
Well, in training we made some tactical adjustments with some players, and hopefully it can bring some fruit for us tonight. We are well prepared today. We're not afraid of any team, but it's on the day count, and hopefully, God's willing, today we'll be victorious.
Coach, thank you very much. All the best. All the best tonight.
Thank you.
I respect, Coach. Mr. Peard, chair, please. Coach, you're coming into this evening, of course, with the finals on your mind. How prepared are you?
Yeah, we are well prepared. Well prepared. I mean, for the last 2 or 3 seasons, we would have been knocked out at this stage. So, you know, we have to do some things different in order to pass this hurdle. So we have been working on that, and hopefully we can see what we worked on happening tonight.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you. No problem.
Right, so the pleasantries out of the way. Both captains greeting the match officials. Number 24, the captain, we're number 24, the captain for the JDF, that's Kimar Drake, the veteran player with a vast amount of experience at the Premier League level, and his counterpart is Omari Grant for Constant Spring. Constant Spring in the blue shorts and the white jerseys, the JDF in colors that you could call traditional, the blue shorts and the yellow top. Well, the other way around. Olympic are in the yellow and the blue, and the JDF in the blue and the white. All right, so I'm here with, I'll introduce my color commentator in short order. The JDF, Jermaine Stewart, is in goal, the man wearing number 13, Kamara Drake, Anjay Gale, Brandon Lee Thompson, Shamar Roden, Jamel Stewart, Kenrick Clark, Tevin Cheese, Rashawn Parkinson, Devonta Francis, and Sheldon Ragbeer for the head coach, Donovan Dennison. And for the Olympic Gardens, the starting 11, Kenardo Campbell, Omari Grant, Alex Alexander, O'Neill Anderson, Chenardo Anderson, Mario Burton, Renard Stewart, Devontae Ricketts, Emil Atkinson, Ronaldo Barrett, and Dwayne Coate for the head coach, Ira Hemmings. A good time to say good evening to Aidan Alexander, the man who will be doing analysis this evening.
Thanks, thanks, George. Happy to be here. Looking forward to a really great game. Thoroughly enjoyed last night. That was a really a big spectacle, that one was. Constant Spring, against the run of play, some would have said, conceded first. Got himself back into the game, sent it to extra time, but couldn't get the job done on penalties. And tonight we'll find out who will be facing Augustown in the final to secure themselves a spot in Tier 2.
There you go. All right, so we are referee Shandy Edwards, assisted by Jermaine Page and Dwayne Brown. And the fourth official is Chris Anderson, and the match commissary is Garfield MacDonald. So ready we are for kickoff in just a moment. My nearest to us is Mario Burton. Another 11 in the center circle, and wearing number 9 is Owen Pinnock. who is not on the starting team. Number 9 is Renard Street, and that's the man with the striking responsibilities in this game for for Olympic Gardens. So we're on the way at the Constant Spring Field, semi-final 2.
Renard Street coming into this game as Olympic Gardens top scorer.
Tall man. And JK with his first touch. Spoke last night when I was here with Nathan Aiden about the nature of the surface at Constant Spring, that it's a hard surface, uneven bounce, and that the players have to take great care when making passes or anticipating how the ball will travel when coming towards them, and that should feature heavily because there was no rain overnight to soften up conditions, so it should be bone hard, and the problems the players encountered last evening should affect these players tonight, you expect.
Yes, I was at the match last night. In person it was, just as hard as you say. It might even, when you're there in person, you get a real appreciation for the kind of service they're playing on. It's very difficult. You can't trust the bounce. Your touch has to be immaculate. One wrong step and you're sending the opposite striker through on your goal. So, that's really something that the coaches will have in mind today. I think we'll see a lot of, aerial passes, a lot of long balls. Not trusting the surface, not trusting, low-driven passes. So it'll be a really interesting tactical battle to see how the teams, factor that in.
This is Anjay Gale. Fires this crossing, this free kick, and the first, does that count as an attempt on target? Not if it runs for a throw, it runs behind. So yes, it's an off-target attempt, so count that as one. The statisticians will busy themselves with that. But JDF and Olympic Gardens, those of you who know your football would have known, the JDF champions of the Premier League in Jamaica way back in 1985. Clash of heads there, and the Olympic Gardens man coming off the worst in that clash of heads. Referee Edwards not yet summoning the trainers from the respective teams. Now he beckons for attention to the man wearing number 5, Chenarda Anderson, for Olympic Gardens, who fell heavily after that clash of heads. And for his sake, we hope that there's no wound. The trainers have got to him quickly. It's going to be a free kick, he says, for Olympic Gardens, referee Edwards. Not looking good for Anderson this early in the contest. I don't think the referee will see the need to produce a card because it was purely accidental. Genuine attempt by both players to win the ball. And also crashes to the turf early. Concussion protocol in effect, one suspects. If he passes that, he'll be clear to continue so long as there is no patching, no gauze visible. So it looks as if he escaped a wound, shaken but not stirred. Meanwhile, man who we went into that challenge with looks to be O'Neill Anderson. Took a seat, getting some attention. And we're going to show you the replay of this clash of heads. So Gale plays the ball. It's actually number 24 for the JDF, who was struck hard, Kemar Drake, who went in, captain on the night, but he's fine, and both players are fine to continue. Anderson with this free kick. Didn't make much of it. O'Neill Anderson, formerly of Arnett Gardens. A few of these players have Premier League experience. Tell you what, Kemar Drake, who played for Cumberland and 2 other Premier League clubs. And Jay Gale played for Very United. There's Drake. His clearance not effective, but his goalkeeper comes to his rescue. So I was telling you, Aidan, that JDF won this Premier League title, won the Premier League title. This, of course, not the Premier League. They won the Premier League title in 1984-85 when they were managed by the former JFF president, Captain Horace Burrell. But they are far away from those glory days, relegated at the end of the 1999-2000 Premier League season and they've not been back since. We keep telling people that when you fall into the lower leagues, it's like a very, very slippery hole, a deep one, very difficult to get out of it. And the Olympic Guards would know something about that because they were themselves once a top flight team. And since their fall from status, they've been battling in the lower reaches of the football in Jamaica, trying to claw their way back to the top.
Yeah, we've seen it, in many countries as well. We know how long, teams like Nottingham Forest and Ipswich would have spent out of the Premier League once they got relegated. We're talking 20, 30 years out before they, were able to get back up there. So you can imagine it's just the same across the world and in Jamaica as well.
JDF on the attack. Not in control of his body when making contact there. The man wearing number 14, Devonta Francis. Olympic tried to pick their way from the right. Couldn't steer the header towards a teammate, Renard Street, and he gives up the throw. 6th minute, not much on the attacking front for either team just yet. The game has yet to settle. And no discernible patterns just yet. By this time last evening, Constant Spring were all over a very, very wobbly August Town. But then they steadied themselves, August Town, went in front, only to be pegged back by a sweet strike from the free kick from Javel Wilmot. And they went to extra time, which was best described as an arm wrestle. And then penalties separating the teams in the end. Trying to make some progress there for JDF was Rashawn Parkinson, but lost it. They win a throw, the throw Jemendu. Brandon Lee Thompson with the throw. Gives it away and free kick conceded. Big diagonal. And on the end of it and it goes goal once! Oh, it crashes off the upright. That was a near miss. That was the moment Olympic Gardens had been preparing for. A sweet diagonal play, bypassing the JDF midfield. And the man running through got his shot. Goal was beat the goalkeeper who was advancing, trying to cut out the cross, and his defenders couldn't intercept. And only the upright saved JDF from falling behind in this CSAFA Championship semi-final 2.
Yes, that was the man himself, Renard Street, Olympic Gardens top scorer this season. His performance tonight will have a lot to say about how this tie goes for them. Inches away there.
It was Burton with a sweet pass, and look at this. Oh my goodness. The upright, the goalkeeper's best friend, coming to his rescue. So JDF living dangerously. Olympic Gardens bearing their fans first and almost sinking their teeth in. Ambitious volley tried, half-hearted appeal for handball, and forced to give up the throw. Quite the throw. He picked out a teammate with the pass, with Shamar Roden. No sooner as I said that no discernible pattern and no dominant team was on the park, Olympic went and almost scored. And they look as if they are settling faster than the JDF side are. JDF side is. Trace on. He had position, superior position, Alex Alexander, and just jockeyed the ball to safety. Again, And see the certain pattern here where every time Olympic pick it up, they're looking to play that big diagonal, that big switch from left to right. All over the top and the header on and get another half-hearted appeal for handball, but it's turned over. Olympic sent blood here. They're coming once again. And the cross comes in. Not the best cross on the run from Alexander though. They have another chance, Olympic Gardens. Looking to turn the screw here early. Alexander once again. And ready for the cross, but he miskicked it badly. Gives up the goal kick. But he gets A for enterprise for his efforts so far, Alexander.
You know, here in these opening 10 minutes, as we mentioned before the game, we've seen it's a bit of a cagey affair. Best chances have come from long balls into the box, aerial passes. You know, that comes as a consequence of the, you know, the quality and the state of the pitch.
Yeah, I just see Damian Stewart do the universal sign for change, or he wants a change of boot. Don't quite know what the problem is. Didn't collide with anybody. Or he wants a change of glove. Some equipment adjustment. The referee looking at his watch very early, so it's not the time-wasting segment of the game. And even so, it's 0-0, so it would be foolhardy to try to run clock when you don't have an advantage. But that play again, Aidan, that big switch from Burton, just rendered the JDF midfield irrelevant and sent the forward racing through. Saw the goalkeeper arriving at speed in his peripheral vision and just went for the lob. And very unlucky not to have found the back of the net with that effort.
Not an easy technique to pull off at all. You know, he would have made his decision very early, saw the goalkeeper rushing out at him, decided to go for it, and like we said, was only just a meter away. Anything less than that, I think he would have been 1-0 to the Olympic Gardens.
Drake looks to have a problem with his eye. Just sorting it out with the trainer just now, Kamara Drake. As I noted, played at Humberland, also played at Mobay United and Sporting Central Academy. Has Premier League experience in a JDF team with men who have Premier League experience. Anjay Gill also Premier League experience. So too Kambuji Makala played at Portmore United, the brother of the Mount Pleasant skipper Sule Makala, one of the best footballers in Jamaica right now, and has been for many years. JDF on the attack. Try as he might, couldn't wrap his foot around the cross. Brandon Lee Thompson, he was under pressure. Good defending. Expect the JDF players to be fit, and Thompson raced forward, but the ball wouldn't settle for him, and then he was under pressure. When you combine those things, hard to execute a cross on the run. One of the most difficult skills in football, to execute the cross on the run. This is Thompson doing some defensive work. The flick was from Devonta Francis, looking for his fellow striker Rashawn Parkinson. Haven't called much Sheldon Ragbear yet, the number 11. So 22, 11 and 14 are the men furthest forward for the JDF. Those three have yet to coordinate. And it's not stretching it to say it's been Olympic Gardens' game thus far. Must be a free kick, yes. It was taking forever to get over there. Was O'Neal Anderson packing on a lot of pounds. Wasn't carrying so much condition when he was outstanding in his debut season for Arnett Gardens under coach Jerome Waite. Was one of the best young players in Jamaica. Went to a MLS combine and caught the eye of scouts there, but then suffered a bad injury and has packed on the pounds in the intervening period, and here that's a free kick all day. Very, very late. Despite carrying maybe 2 stone too many. O'Neill Anderson, his footballing brain, gets him a starting place in this Olympic Gardens team. Taking this free kick is Tevin Cheese for the JDF. Asking the referee if he's satisfied that the correct blade of grass is beneath this football. Ready to deliver. 16th minute. Cheese floats this in. The header goal was! And at the back post, just missing, was the man wearing number 17, Jamal Stewart. I wonder if his teammate at the near post got a flick. But he was arriving Stewart, and that was a chance for the JDF. Cheese's free kick met at the front. There was a flick, and maybe it was a flick that took it away from Jamal Stewart. Otherwise, he would have been in.
I think he just took it out of his reach there. Based on the passage of play tonight, I think set pieces will have a lot to say about how this tie goes.
Yep. This is Burton. Alexander. And the guards keeping it on the floor. There's an infringement. And his ankle stopped, and it was Thompson, Brandon Lee Thompson. For those who don't remember, Olympic Gardens is the club, as we see Kemar Drake, composure, gives it to Gale. Gale kicks it into touch, disappointingly. Olympic Gardens is the club from which well, you can call him legendary because he is a part of a legendary team, and for his exploits as an individual footballer, he is deserving of being accorded legendary status. Ian Pepe Goodison, Olympic Gardens, Kling Oval is where they played their football. That's where he left from. That club it was where he was playing when he was called to the Reggae Boys squad for that historic qualification to France '98. Qualification sealed in 1997, November 1997. But this was his club, Olympic Gardens, a team in blue and white this evening. In his Premier League time, Goodison fought many a battle with the likes of Walter Blackerboyd for Arnett Gardens, the best strikers in the land. A match for them. And so Olympic Gardens have produced at least one household name, one truly outstanding player in their time in Jamaica and as a force in Premier League football. It was a ground, very small, Kling Oval, their home base, very difficult to go to. There were quirks to that ground that of course they knew and opponents didn't like. A flat throw by Thompson wasn't necessarily the best, as JDF tried to get a foothold into this game. This is Burton. Does he have another extravagant pass to play? Oh, lovely pass. Olympic on the attack. Strike comes in and it's blocked. Turned behind by the goalkeeper. Referee says corner. A lightning break by Olympic Gardens, raiding down the right hand side of their attack, the left of the JDF defense. And running through the JDF rear guard like styrofoam. And but for the heroics of Jermaine Stewart, they would have been in business. Racing forward here, the man wearing number 20, Ronaldo Barrett. And he lays it off, and the shot drawn by the man wearing 5. We go back to that as Gale turns this away. Well, that's actually Parkins who turns this away. It's into touch for a throw. The strike in the end came to the boot of Chenardo Anderson. So look at Anderson running outside, giving the passing option. Drake goes across to confront him, and it was the goalkeeper's touch that put it onto the upright. So they've struck the upright again, Olympic Gardens. Good goalkeeping there. Fractions involved. And Jermaine Stewart has saved the soldiers' bacon. When he did save their bacon in that passage of play.
Yes, the counter seems to be giving JDF a lot of problems here.
Oh yes, that's to understate things severely, my friend. You are very right. No answer to that lightning fast break by the Olympic players. And very intelligent by Chinardo Anderson, just to peel off the shoulder of the ball carrier Ronaldo Barrett, giving him a passing angle, which he accepted. And Drake slow to close him down, got the shot off, and the goalkeeper's intervention timely. Acrobatic clearance by the skipper for Constant Spring. But beg your pardon, this will be game being played at Constant Spring. This is Olympic Gardens. Their skipper Omari Grant wearing number 3. But can't find his man. JDF trying to settle it down, bursting through the middle. The ball comes laid off for Brandon Lee Thompson. Can he find a good cross? Whips it in. And it's fresh air shot. Strike on goal! Off the goalkeeper's chest, hopped off the uneven surface. Had his body behind it though, Kennard Campbell. So goalkeeping 101 right there. If you mishandle, your body should be in a position to act as a barrier, and that it did for him in that passage of play.
Very, very good chance from JDF there. Really, really disappointing that they couldn't convert that one. I don't know how many more better chances they'll get.
Driving run through the midfield by Kenrick Clark for JDF. Creating that chance. Drake. Watch the bounce carefully. Made the clearance, good clearance. Heading in the wrong direction all the time was Devonta Francis. Wanted a free kick. And this is the replay. This is Thompson. Measures his cross, whips it in. A fresh ear shot right there from the said Kenrick Clark. A chance at the back post, crashing off the goalkeeper's chest before being ferried to safety by the Olympic Gardens defenders. Drake in the back for JDF. Trying to get Cheese involved, and the defender on that far side is saying Cheese has been using his elbow. Man complaining. Looks to be Dwayne Cope, we're number 16, the referee having a word. Trying to settle this spot between Coke and Cheese. Anderson with this free kick for Olympic Gardens. At his best and at his fittest, a tremendous engine on him, very strong in the tackle, judicious use of the ball when he wins possession. He was some player, but as I noted, injuries got the best of him. And the volley, the attempted volley there from Gennaro Anderson, just lost to the sight of the ball as it fell from the night sky. Rather open contest. Thompson succeeds only in giving the Constant Sprint this ball to take care of, which he fails to do. And Cheese bursts forward. Who does he have as a passing option? Cheese does have some pace about him, trying to burn Anderson. Anderson tracking him well and did his job. Followed through and kicked Rashawn Parkinson.
That's a bad one.
Yeah. And he's so concerned that he's calling for the medics to attend to Rashawn Parkinson. And there may be a wound.
That's a bad challenge, that.
It was Neil Atkinson who went up, and it was on the follow through that Parkinson was struck. Referee Edwards trying to neutralize tensions between the players. Anderson defending his player, saying, well, he did not do that intentionally. JDF players are saying that that was reckless. So this is the challenge once again. Yeah, full studs to the face.
Very high boot that was.
Yeah.
I think he'll be looking for it.
It's wild and reckless though. You don't challenge like that.
I think he should definitely see some colours, but he'll be lucky not to get actually red.
Parkinson sportingly gets up and shakes the hand, embraces Atkinson. And to his credit, he pulled out. He didn't go all the way with the follow through because he recognized his foot was high, and that's what saved him from a card, I believe. Very good of Sean Parkinson to get up from that challenge and embrace the man who challenged him in that manner.
Definitely. I do think Olympic Gardens has gotten away with one there though.
If you had got that card, I wouldn't have complained because it was still reckless. Yeah. So I'm with you on that. Free kick for JDF, 26th minute. They're lucky that their sheet is still clean. Yeah, one piece of luck, and then their goalkeeper turned one onto his upright after the other upright was struck by a lob from Chinado Anderson early in the contest. Bouncing ball and hammered away by Grant. Gives up the corner. Corner to be taken at the tax office end. Wall separating this ground from the premier revenue collection center in Jamaica.
Your opinion, not the opinion of all the viewers.
Well, it's accurate, so in fact, it's the biggest one. So there you go. All right, this free kick being taken. This corner kick rather being taken by Shamar Roden. Back post, ooh, just over the bar, rising and making connection. The man wearing 11, Sheldon Ragbeer, but meeting the ball at its highest trajectory, and therefore he wouldn't have been able to control it to keep it down. Burton around Roden and buys a free kick.
JDF causing Olympic Gardens some serious problems from set pieces. Olympic Gardens defenders really need to do a better job of commanding the area.
Yeah, maybe a size issue as well, Aiden, because the JDF men bigger than the Olympic Gardens boys. Some tall men in this JDF lineup. Ball over the top! And it's a very good interception by Kimar Drake because Jonada Anderson and Street were both lurking in the blue shirts. Cheese sets it back. And on the run, good clearance there from the man wearing 15, Alex Alexander, tucking in from his left back position. Was in a centre half's spot when he made that interception. Intelligent to follow the play like that. Surface like this, your control, your ball control has to be very, very crisp. Pringlesy crisp. Otherwise you're dead. You're going to need 2 and 3 touches to really smother the ball. And by that time, the tackler will be right upon you. Ball turned over to Kenrick Clark. Driving run from him once again. Plays it into the path. Oh, around for keeper, he goes down, must be a penalty. The JDF team are asking for the penalty kick, and they've gotten it. A rush decision from the goalkeeper. Kenada Campbell, a rush of blood. And he brings his man down. Maybe Rashan Parkinson is the man who was running through on goal. And the set free was actually, is that Drake? No, it was the man wearing 14, Devonta Francis. So Francis was sprinting through, taking possession from Kenrick Clark's ball that set him free, and he's going to take charge of the penalty for himself. Devonta Francis won the penalty, and he'll take it. JDF fans chanting goal. The referee has a card in his hand, which he shows to the Olympic Gardens goalkeeper Kenada Campbell, who must stop feeling sorry for himself and focus on saving this kick. There's no doubt that it is a penalty. He made a bad decision, and now he must seek to atone. Francis versus Campbell from 12 yards. This for 1-0 in this semi-final to JDF. The advantage is within reach. 30th minute. of this contest. Referee Edwards warning about some encroachment. Satisfied that the line is being held, and now he'll send Francis forward. Francis finds the back of the net, and JDF have established a 1-0 lead. Aidan, is this lead deserved? Is it against the run of play? How would you describe it?
Well, I think both teams have some pretty good chances. I do think JDF has caused themselves some problems at the back, but have created some issues going forward as well, to their credit. A very, very smartly won penalty there, just taking the ball out to the reach of the goalkeeper, inviting the contact, getting it, and then dispatching it smartly.
So Devonta Francis on point for the JDF. Went to the goalkeeper's right, and the power beat Canada Campbell. It's 1-0 to the Soldiers. Stutter step, and keeper guessed the right way, didn't extend his arms, and not a very orthodox attempt to save that penalty from Canada Campbell. And in the end he rues the fact of how close he came, but in the end powerless to stop that ball from whistling by him. And now he has time to stand on his goal line and reflect on his decision. Take Devonta Francis down as he ran through into his 18-yard box. Luck is a hell of a thing and a heaven of a thing. Olympic Gardens struck both uprights, coming very, very close, only for the Soldiers to hit them with the sucker punch to get that penalty, which was dispatched. Alexander can't keep it in, despite his best efforts. Throw to JDF. There's our goal scorer, number 14 on his shorts and on his shirt, Devonta Francis. His goal separates these teams. The prize, a place in the final against a dogged Augustown team. Long ball, hopeful. Street got something on it. This is Anderson, hoping for it to settle. And he asks Alexander to help him to build the play. Alexander, short to Burton. Burton's ball deflected. Alexander drops the shoulder and fools Francis. Gets a return pass, Alexander does. Lost his balance, barged over. Referee says free kick, good call. Alexander may have hurt his elbow, seems to be in some pain. Hope for his sake he hasn't dislocated his shoulder. The way he's holding it doesn't look promising. He can make a fist, means he's okay. You see the replay here, so exchanging passes. Look at him being closed down and shoved over. No doubt that Jamel Stewart fouled him, and that shoulder may be dislocated. I think that's the issue. Yeah, it is a dislocation. You can tell he's in agony. I know a thing or 35 about dislocated shoulders, so I know when I see that or a dislocated elbow. And his teammate asking for a substitution. Man wearing 8 says he won't be able to continue. Atkins is saying Alexander's evening is done, which would be a shame for Olympic Gardens. He's been one of their bright players in this contest. A hard fall on this very hard surface. They're trying to pop it back in. It's a very, very painful thing.
You know, Alexander, he's been getting up and down that left-hand side very well, tracking back, helping out his team at the back. and getting forward and causing the JDF defense some problems. So the Olympic Gardens teams will definitely be hoping that he can continue his night.
For sure. So this is what separates the teams. This is the through pass. Running off the shoulder of Anderson. Saw the goalkeeper and just knew he just had to shift the ball, Devonta Francis, and that there would be contact. And then he got up and he beat Canada Campbell from 12 yards. That's the goal that separates the teams. That's 1-0 for the JDF. Reverse angle of the, well, another angle of the penalty strike. So Alex Alexander leaves this field on a stretcher. We hope for his sake that he can return. The young man has been one of the bright players on show for Olympic Gardens in this contest, but it does look as if his race is run. That arm lying limp and he is in agony. And how that joint is popped back in, Aiden, you have to hang it off the edge of a flat, lie on a flat surface on your back, hang it off the edge, swing it, turn it, twist it, and push it back up. Yeah, I'm telling you because I've had it happen to me many times over time.
Never experienced that one, and I
you don't
definitely
want it,
don't
you know
want
what that smoke. You know what that smoke. Another player who has a dislocated elbow problem is Dwayne Busy Atkinson, the Cavalier whippersnapper. And it's popped out on him a couple times as he helped Cavalier win CONCACAF Club Championship and even the Premier League. Meanwhile, Burton has this free kick to sort out along with Devontae Ricketts, number 7. Burton curls away from Jermaine Stewart's goal. Olympic would have to reset. Has also been bright so far. Mario Burton could have had an assist. Glorious pass early. Met on the volley by Chinardo Anderson, but crashed off the right upright. Has generally used the ball well, has an eye for a pass, and has the skill to execute them over long distances. Not very smart goalkeeping there from Jermaine Stewart. Not good handling, but we'll tell you that it doesn't have to be pretty, it just has to be effective. Olympics still down to 10 men. Here's Burton. Took the touch and felt the contact. Bought the foul. Bought the free kick. The skipper comes forward to take this free kick, Omari Grant. Referee Edwards sending him back, saying don't steal any distance, any yardage. Grant, 38th minute. Just for a moment there you thought the ball was going to settle for a man in a blue shirt. It didn't. Francis robbed. There was space on the flanks, but he wanted to dribble centrally. That's where the crowd is, and he was crowded out. This is Thompson, Brandon Lee Thompson for the JDF. Trying to find Parkinson with that throw. Thompson once again. Back header from Radbeer. Imprecise. Thompson once again. Expansive cross. Was measured properly. I know that ball is out of the tax office property. Big crowd at the Constant Spring Field for this contest, as there was last evening. And the crowd got its money's worth on Saturday. Looks to be getting it on Sunday. And Thompson catch this. Looks to have run out of real estate. But he kept it in impressively, but loses out as Burton comes forward for Olympic Gardens. Not quite sure if Alexander is back as yet. Drake intercepting. Increasingly influential in this game, Aiden, is the man wearing number 5 for JDF, Kenrick Clark. It was his ball that freed Francis for the penalty. Every time he picks it up, he looks to put it on the floor, just drive through the center of the Olympic Gardens defense. A powerful man.
Yeah, he's been looking to get forward at every opportunity. He's looked quite positive. He seems to be the man kind of dictating the play for JDF so far, and yeah, it's looked quite positive. I do think that Olympic Gardens has responded well ever since conceding. It's slightly been one-way traffic in terms of the better attacking chances, in the immediate minutes just after going 1-0 down to that penalty. So I think they'll be looking to try and get these games back to even Stevens before halftime.
Damari Swade, the man who, confirming, has replaced Alex Alexander, who had to leave the game with what looks like a dislocated elbow. Round his man, and Anderson had to foul. Knew that there was no catching up. Knew that he was beaten for pace by Rugby O'Neill Anderson, so did the smart thing, has taken one for the team. Rugby just waited for Anderson to get closer. Change a gear, knows that Anderson does not have that pace anymore. Drew the foul and drew the card as well.
It was definitely a case of either get the ball or get your man there, just to make sure you don't miss both of them.
No complaint from O'Neill Anderson. Knowing that was as professional fouls come. Jamal Roden with this free kick for JDF. Exchanging words with Street. Hasn't seen too much of the kind of service he needs. Really test the JDF defenders. Roden also has Premier League experience, so this JDF team, no wonder they play so well at this level. Active players who know what it's like. Hit the back of the net! Roden's free kick! And dispatched by Devonta Francis for his second of the evening. That almost happened in slow motion. Hit high into the penalty box by Shamar Roden. And rising with purpose was Devonta Francis. The Olympic Gardens defender statuesque as he met Roden's free kick as it dropped from the sky to plant his header beyond the goalkeeper Kenarda Campbell for 2-0. Devonta Francis 2, Olympic Gardens 0.
We did say that set pieces would have a big part to say in this tie. JDF, their size advantage really coming to light there.
Well, you did say that set pieces would be a route for the JDF. And look at this. That's a nice header, lovely control header, in control of his body, no pressure. Nobody to prevent him from jumping the way he wanted. Nobody even got a hand on him. And he was able to just curl his, just to bunch the muscles of his neck just directly. He didn't want power because the free kick came with enough power. It was just all about direction. He just had to steer that header goalwards. And Devonta Francis, that was a postcard, pretty header, young man, for 2-0.
Olympic Gardens struggling to deal with aerial balls into the box all night and paying the ultimate price on that one.
Captain Omari Grant, cross with somebody or something. Just had some choice words for someone just now. As Street, his hair connecting with that ball on that headed attempt. Who knows, maybe some Olympic fans are starting to drift away from the venue, believing that 2-0 before halftime is a mountain too far. Sliding tackle from the substitute, and handbags over on that far side. Ragbeer taking exception to the challenge by the substitute, Swaby. And the referee and his assistants having to ease the nerves. Another mini cracker breaking out here between the two-goal man Devonta Francis and Swaby. The goalkeeper Kenardo Campbell comes across to get himself involved. Roden getting involved as well. And Janada Anderson just drawing his teammates away to say, listen, gentlemen, we have a 2-0 deficit. We don't have time to be engaging in this. And J.Gate also having words with Devonta Francis, telling him to focus on the task at hand. And you would expect that a team representing the JDF would acquit themselves, will carry themselves with a certain kind of discipline. So it is still mouthing off. There is somebody in the crowd has gotten under his skin and he's being urged to settle down by Atkinson. Good to see one teammate trying to get another to retrieve equilibrium. I think this is good from the referee, Shande Edwards, to book Devonta Francis. Took exception to a hard challenge after he had been given the free kick. Referee's right to book him. Well, he's also booked the driving midfielder Kenrick Clark, who's asking, what did I do? What did I do? Referee was explaining, so 2 JDF men have their names taken. Meanwhile, it's a throw-in. They're leaving for Roden, the man who got the assist on that second Francis goal. Atkinson's control failing him, his touch failing him. Well into the extra 4 minutes that we're playing. Here's Anderson once again for Olympic Gardens. Beat with the flick. Didn't come off. Swaby. Up and under. They're keen to not let it bounce. Push it into row Z. If there was a situation where so many seats were on that side of the field, that constant speed. Swaby with the throw. The bird. Atkinson only succeeds in giving it to Cheese. Atkinson has come deep. Here he is. Get around the captain Grant. Free kick JDF. Close-ups there of Camille Atkinson, or Emile Atkinson rather. Small man with a big heart. JDF taking their own sweet time to get this free kick. 2-0. Dying embers of the first half. Absolutely no rush from them. Roden decides against going short. Fires this one into the box. Another header. Ricochet off Olympic Gardens. It's a corner kick. Perhaps the last act of this first half. And again, the soldiers in no rush to take this corner kick. They've committed 4 men to the box. Thompson on corner kick duties. Brandon Lee Thompson. Too long. And Francis can't get there. Referee Edwards has seen enough of the first half. Whistles for half-time. Some JDF players, you see them applauding. Very satisfied with the work they've done over the course of the first half. And Aidan, you'd say that the score is reflective of the first half we saw?
I'd say so. I think JDF probably had the lion's share of the good chances. I think they took the chances well, which is important. The 1 and 2 moments that Olympic Gardens did have weren't converted, unfortunately for them. If they can convert a few of those chances in the second half, I think we'll have a game on our hands. We have seen a team already come back from a 2-0 first half deficit today, in FC Barcelona, albeit there in Spain. But it wouldn't be foreign territory to see Olympic Gardens get themselves back into this.
All right, so 2-0 to the JDF at halftime in this KSAFA Championship semi-final clash. It has to be finished this evening, and the JDF have the decided advantage. More after these.
What do these people know that you don't know? They understand how listing on the Jamaica Stock Exchange can improve the profitability of their company. They know the potential for increasing the company's capital, the governance requirements, the tax responsibilities, the ownership implications, and the procedures for listing. They have the knowledge to make an informed decision on whether or not to go public. Knowledge is power. If you don't know, you can't act. Begin a conversation with the Jamaica Stock Exchange to gain the information you need to make a decision.
I'm Stafford Burrows.
I'm Marilyn Burrows.
My name is Hugh Graham.
I'm John Mafood.
My name is Derek Cottrell, and we are listed on the Jamaica Junior Stock Exchange.
Give us a call today at 876-967-3271 to begin your transformation through conversation. We want to see your company listed on the Jamaica Stock Exchange.
Excuse me, that looks delicious. Where did you get that pizza?
Pizza Please, best pizza in town.
Pizza Please, the widest variety of pizzas in Jamaica. Grab a slice or order a whole pie. Find us at 4 locations across Kingston and Ocherias and at pizzapleaseja.com. Pizza Please, Italian pizzas, Jamaican flavors.
Power in great moments. If you have financial needs, Chris and Charles will fix them for you. Power in great moments since 1992. Oh, we have it all. Power in great moments. Relax, you got Chris and Charles. Oh, we have it all. When you think alone, think Chris and Charles.
Recycling partners of Jamaica. Yeah, we got to make a change, and we have to do it now, can't wait for later. We put plastic in its place, and we all can agree that will be safer than in the gullies and in the drains. Recycling partners of Jamaica. We put plastic in its place, yeah, the place have to clean. PET, the top of the ethylene. HDPE, buckle up against screen. Baby to granny, everybody roping. Yeah, we got to go green, you know what I mean. See the sign from the bin, if we drop it in through car window, you fling, that another thing. And we don't want no garbage in this game. No, we are the little bug, them are not the same. So listen up, Jamaica, I'm saying it's time to make a change. Recycling partners of Jamaica. We put plastic in its place, and we all can agree that will be safer than in the gullies in the heavy rains. Recycling partners of Jamaica. We put plastic in its place.
Back with us for semi-final 2 in the KSAFA Championship. The men in yellow and blue, Jamaica Defence Force, leading Olympic Gardens 2-0 after a first half in which Olympic Gardens had their chances early, but they were unlucky and the JDF took the chances that they got. This is Burton, big diagonal, takes the defender out of the game, and look at Chenardo Anderson instinctively lobbing the goalkeeper, crashing off the right upright. Cheese with this free kick, and just at the back post there, missing out. And then look at this fast break, led by Ronaldo Barrett. Anderson peels off, wants the ball, gets the ball, crashes his shot goalwards, and the goalkeeper got a little piece of it, which put it onto his upright. Then the cross whipped in, fresh air kick, missed, and the goalkeeper in his body behind it from Cheese's shot. Corner kick comes in, and over the top from Parkinson, and then decisive moment. Francis sees the goalkeeper coming, dances around him, taken out by Kenarda Campbell. Devonta Francis rolls around, gets up from 12 yards, doesn't miss. 1-0 to JDF. Replay, marksman at work. Devonta Francis beats the goalkeeper, puts the JDF in front. And then Roden, this free kick, Francis again, look at that header. Pure control, controlling his body, controlling time. All about redirecting, no need for power, no desire to power that header goalwards. All he wanted to do, Francis, was to just get good contact and steer it onto the goal frame. And he knew he would have come up trumps. He would have bingoed. 52% possession enjoyed by the JDF in the first half. There were 4 yellow cards, 2 apiece. 13 fouls, 7 committed by the JDF. There were 2 shots on goal each, 4 attempts overall each. And we must tell you that there was 1 change made in the first half by Olympic Gardens, an injury-enforced change, as poor Alex Anderson, who was having Alex Alexander, beg your pardon, who was having a very good game up and down that left-hand side for Olympic Gardens, dislocated his elbow after coming together with Jamel Stewart, who shoved him over, conceded a free kick, but he dislocated his elbow on landing and had to be taken off the field on a stretcher. He was replaced by Jamari Sweeney. So at halftime, JDF leading Olympic Gardens 2-0 at the Constant Spring Field.
It's been a
internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winford Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
What would you do if a date asked you how much you weigh?
Leave. It was going so well until.
Ask him how much his mama weigh.
All new Family Feud.
In a world where innovation meets tradition, agriculture is evolving like never before. From the latest sustainable farming technologies to age-old practices passed down through generation, agriculture is
precious to me.
I love the animals. I don't mind getting my hands dirty. I love working.
Join us right here on CVM TV every Sunday during news at 7 as we explore the people, the science, and the breakthroughs that are shaping the way we grow, eat, and live. You don't want to miss it. This is Farming Forward.
From politics to global events, from social issues to breaking news, Lead Story Prime dives deeper, cuts through the noise, and uncovers the stories that shape your world. Join us every Tuesday at 8 p.m. for Lead Story Prime with me, George Davis, for an hour of incisive analysis, expert interviews, and unparalleled coverage of the issues you care about. Lead Story Prime, your front row seat to the most compelling discussions. Lead Story Prime, where the truth comes first. Only on CVM TV.
Easter vibes may be fading, but let's take a colorful look back at the paint and play fun.
night is beautiful. I actually wanted her to do something Easter, you know, so I'm glad she was able to get out and do this. She loves painting, so she loves the whole entire event.
So this is our third staging, and as I said, this is the first time we're doing an outside event, and thanks to the aesthetics of the artisan village, everything looks so nice and wonderful, and we're just happy that the parents and the children loved it.
Bones, painting, and an Easter egg hunt. It's a lot of fun.
I like it because it's what I like to do. I love to draw and stuff like that, so it's fun, and I love kids also, so it's all come together and I really enjoy it. As you can see, the support was great. The parents and children loved it, and I expected nothing less because, of course, it's a family bonding event, and I'm sure every parent and every family endorses what Play It and Play is about, and it's about building family bonds. It's about everybody just coming and having a bonding experience.
Back with us at the Constant Springfield for second half action in this second semi-final of the KSAFA Championship between the Jamaica Defence Force and Olympic Gardens FC. JDF in the yellow and blue, Olympic Gardens in the blue jerseys and white shorts, and JDF leading this contest 2-0 through a pair of first half goals from Devonta Francis, the first a penalty and the second a controlled header. Aidan, how does Olympic begin to even get back into this game from this 2-0 deficit?
I really think they'll have to sort out their issues at the back, you know, balls into the box, the height, strength and power of the JDF men really causing them a lot of problems in there. I think they need to sort out their defense, make better uses of their chances going forward, and get one, and it's a game. You're still in this.
So, 2-0. Not insurmountable, but the JDF boys will be feeling very confident that they can build on this advantage. Scrum over on that far side for control of the ball, and ball behaves almost like a balloon on this surface. Continues to prove challenging for the players to control. Over there in a flash is Brandon Lee Thompson to clear and allow his defenders to organize themselves. Swing with the throw. Get it beyond Anjay Gale. Lovely from Burton. And Burton with a shot! Oh, he was falling away and he says he was impeded. The referee doesn't give him anything. And the pleading from Street to say Burton was upended as he went to get that shot off.
Appeared to be some appeals for handball just before that as well.
Yeah. So like they did in the first half of the game, Olympic Gardens starting brightly and having some near misses, causing some anxious moments for the JDF defenders. Atkinson's touch, too heavy for Dwayne Coke, frustrated that he couldn't get that ball under his spell. This is rolling forward to Parkinson. Lovely. Oh, that a pile. The crowd loved that from Ronaldo Barrett. Swaby putting himself in a tangle with Jamel Stewart, but wins a free kick. Skipper Grant takes it quickly. Finds Anderson. Swaby. Ooh, and a collision on that far side. Man slipped into the challenge. Thompson saying, but referee, I did nothing wrong. The replay would show that there was a sliding challenge because the man lost his footing. Thompson lost his footing. Didn't intentionally, you don't believe, crashed into that challenge and now favoring his groin. Well, the hip. Left side. Referee having strong words with Swaby. You see the replay here. Ooh, it's actually Swaby who crashed into Thompson as he went to make the clearance. And Thompson saying, well, why is that not a card? Why is that not a free kick for me?
Very, very reckless challenge there. Not too dissimilar from the one we saw in the first half, albeit in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Going for a 50-50 ball just wasn't in your favor. Overreaching after a poor touch and clash of bodies causing him some discomfort.
So, 49th minute. And our first significant stoppage. And Swaby is just pulling away some of his players from the referee, saying, listen gentlemen, our beef is not with the referee. We should save our energy. We're trying to get back the 2 goals, to draw this game level and then move forward from there.
Trying to save his teammates from talking themselves into a yellow card.
For sure. Here's Andre Gale. Number 15, 24 is Kamar Drake, both men. Vastly experienced at the top level in Jamaica. Down here trying to get the JDF back, played week in, week out with the big boys. Here's Ragbeer, the nice feet, wanted a free kick. Referee not convinced. Hope. Taken out by Stewart. Free kick to Constant Square. This is Atkinson for Olympic Gardens. Good pass to Swaby. And get away from Roden though. Shut him down quickly. And Cheese. To Roden. Sets Ragbeer free. What can Ragbeer do from this range? He's offside.
Seems to be a bit disappointed that the ball didn't come earlier.
Yes, and I would be as well.
He would have fancied his chances against the Olympic Gardens defenders in a race of pace.
Well, I'm wondering if that was actually an offside call, Aidan. Maybe it may have been an infringement because it's way up the field where there was a crowd. So I'm thinking there was an infringement before the pass was released and the referee played it, pulled it back. Anderson. We're not satisfied with where the free kick was taken from. So Pope will have to send it back. Grant remonstrating with the referee, the Olympic Gardens captain. He's to Anderson's left. And he may get this pass from Anderson. Yes, he does. Omari Grant. Trying to find Swaby with that pass. Lovely from Anderson. Lovely from Anderson. Still Anderson going low cross. And it's blocked. Oh, it's torn down by Olympic Gardens. Street. But the goal is called off. And Street runs over to have words with the assistant referee on this near side. Pleading his case with the assistant. And he has to be careful. Street. and he's not booked by the referee for speaking out of turn to the assistant, and he gives him the death stare and walks away. Renard Street. I think his name has been taken by the referee. A lovely feat from Shenardo Anderson. Around 3 defenders, leaving them for dead. Then he pulls it back, but they're saying the ball ran out before it was pulled back for Street to turn home. That was the call from the assistant on this near side. That's why it's no goal. It's a goal kick.
Very close chance there for Olympic Gardens. Close but no cigar still.
Looks as if it's going to be that kind of night, Aidan. For the boys in blue and white. Would be buoyed by that though. What about that nifty dribble from Shenardo Anderson? Just tiptoeing around the challenges. Just not keeping it in before he pulled it back for Street.
Some very nice feet there from him. You know, Street looking to continue his goal scoring exploits this season, but like we said, just ran out of play, wasn't able to convert. Well, he converted, wasn't able to count.
Yes, sir. Olympic Gardens know that they can get at the underbelly of this JDF team. This is Street. The Swaby. Cross comes in. Handling of Domain Stewart hasn't been convincing all evening. But he did make one very good save in the first half when he deflected a shot from Shenardo Anderson onto his upright. Atkinson. Very aggressive as he tries to restart play quickly. Referee having a word with him about his exuberance. This is Coke, near side. To Burton back to Atkinson. Nice. Swaby. Swaby goes well. It was actually the man who went down was Devontae Ricketts. He was fouled. Back to his feet quickly. Knows he doesn't have the luxury of rolling around because his team trails and the clock isn't stopping, but the referee has taken another name. Referee Shanday Edwards, busy since the start of the second half, and he wants to have words with Rashan Parkinson. Books him for that tackle on Devontae Ricketts. Devontae Ricketts, sorry.
They seem to be very disappointed they didn't get the opportunity to play the advantage, but referee seemed adamant in stopping the game to issue the yellow card.
I'd have preferred the advantage if I was Olympic.
Most definitely.
Swaby with this, beg your pardon, Burton with this free kick. Hurls it. And in front of the goal! Oh, what a strike! Brilliant goal from Shenardo Anderson! Olympic Gardens' his best striker on the night! Their most dangerous attacker! The man who the JDF defenders just can't get the ball off. And despite the pitch being uneven, again he just dances around the defenders. And oh, how sweetly he struck that to find the bottom corner, left side of the goalkeeper's net. That was a pretty goal for 2-1. Game on.
Very, very tight finish there. Olympic Gardens starting the second half, the far better team, have absolutely been bombarding the JDF defense, and I think they really earned that one. They deserve that goal.
Atkinson sends it, but look at the touches here. Look at the feet. Again, around the oh, that's a brilliant goal. Brilliant goal from Shenardo Anderson. Through the crowd. And he just rifled home. Domain Stewart having no chance. Viciously struck effort from inside the box. After leading the defenders on a merry dance. Changes being made by JDF. Lost their discipline a little bit. Aquino Sadler, number 10, coming in. So too is number 8, Kambuji Makala. So both Sadler and Makala come in. 17, Jamel Stewart out. We'll confirm the other departure for you in short order. Makala replaces Stewart. We'll tell you who Sadler is on for in just a little bit. Have a contest on our hands. Roshan Parkinson removed. So if he gets back to intercept, quickly sends this one forward. A kick and a miss from Drake. Just hold down for his troubles. Actually, it was Anjay Gill who wins the free kick on that far side. But Anderson does have a lot of skill, and he's displayed that this evening in this clash. Here he is, trying to get away from the defenders. Lost out just now. Ragbear. Misplaced pass. This is Barrett to Street. Street around the corner. This is Coke. Roden with him for company. Coke looking for help. Barrett with the cross. And the clearance. Still alive though. Coke. Wins the throw. Olympic Gardens have their tails up. JDF wobbling. Referee sorting out. Well, there's a halt to proceedings as Domain Stewart gets some treatment. But I think this is more a tactical break in play than a genuine injury issue. As the soldiers try to recalibrate Aiden.
Yeah, they've been under quite a bit of pressure, for the entirety of the second half so far, so wouldn't be surprised if Dermain was just trying to give his team a breather, break up momentum up just a bit for Olympic Gardens, so the Soldier boys can get back on the ball and regroup.
She's just got the lecture from the coach about what needs to be done. New man Kambuji Makala coming with a message about calmness and composure is what's needed to finish this job. Getting the trainer to get out the pitch on the short side. All right, so we're back to live action now, and this throw can now be taken. And maybe the Olympic skipper Grant can be a bit more mellow than he has been since the concession of the 2 goals. The throw comes in, and it's turned behind for a goal kick. Hope not believing it and has words with the assistant referee. And if that Street goal had stood, would have been a 2-2. The ball just drifting beyond the byline. Alright, losing out to Makala. And that gives up the free kick. Atkinson. Switch of play met by Roden. Ragbear now for the JDF. Cheese was caught napping. Couple thunderous challenges there. The game has an edge to it. Can feel it. Street goes down on the challenge. Satisfied to see that his team have the ball. Roden and Street having words. Look at Street, barges into Roden. Barrel-chested Roden, not backing down despite being the shorter man. And now Burton has this free kick for an Olympic Gardens team that can smell blood. Curled in. Swaby overhead kick. On the stretch. And beats a turf in frustration. Is the man wearing number 7, Devontae Ricketts, over his failure to keep that beneath the crossbar.
Olympic Gardens really coming out in the second half with a clearly different game plan. Seems that they've realized they can't match JDF in the air, but they seem to fancy themselves with quick transitions and nice nifty passes that have been causing JDF a lot of problems so far.
So the battling Francis, Devonta Francis. I don't recall his name in the second half, the 2-goal man from the first half. The game has passed him by, a measure of how well Olympic Gardens have played since the resumption. So for the free kick, that strike wouldn't have counted if it was on target. This is Anderson. Asks a lot of Koku, controlled well. Now needs help under pressure from Cheese. Grabs the ball and gives up the free kick. Oh, can't believe it. Feeling he was fouled, the referee says, well, you don't take initiative and grab the football before I tell you to do so. Trying to force me into giving you that call. I'm not. JDF ball. Now Kambuji Makala, the export man, with this free kick for JDF. Can they rediscover equilibrium? Olympic Gardens still. Change being made. Number 10, number 20 has left us, Ronaldo Barrett. Put in a good shift. Being replaced by the man with 10 in his back, Julian Lewis. Street and Roden continue to go at it, and Street must watch himself. Shoved the ball violently into Roden's chest just now. To his credit, Roden calm. No reaction from him. As a true soldier, as my producer Jordan Ford says, was Street booked, or wasn't he booked for remonstrating with the assistant when his goal was chalked off? So he must be very, very careful. Can't allow his passion to get the best of him.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that his team really, really need him out there. They know his quality. So he's got to keep a cool head.
They won't do this without him. And if he continues to fight this battle, or pick a fight with Roden, the referee's going to have no choice but to send him off. Akala using his body well, but losing out. Anderson funnels this forward, but it's sent back by Roden. Here's Devonta Francis now. Swaby on his case. Swaby is very quick, so too is Francis. Swaby wins the day. Anderson, lovely feet once again, but just losing the hand, it comes back to him. Anderson is one of those players who is skillful and knows he's skillful. Very supremely confident when the ball comes to him. Shenardo Anderson. Player worth the entrance fee alone. And he's down. Maybe a touch of cramp. Yes, it is. It's a hot day. And you were there last night, Aidan. It looked to be tough going at times. And were you feeling the heat at Constant Spring last evening?
Quite. And Olympic Gardens has come out at 100 miles an hour, so it's not surprising that maybe there are just a few tired legs out there after starting the second half, so energetically.
Good touch from Coke, but then the pass. Askew over the top. This is Lewis racing through. But the main Stewart does his job well. I wanting to know what the complaint is. Does he say Lewis caught him?
Seemed to be a little something left in there by Lewis under main Stewart. Don't want to say something sinister, but he couldn't have thought he was going to get the ball.
Whatever Lewis did, I really doubt it could have caused Stewart the level of discomfort he's transmitting to the referee. And Lewis returns to the scene of the crime. So the referee did nothing. Here's a replay. He was sent forward by Coke. And look at Lewis running through. And his boot was raised, but just brushed Stewart.
Slight graze on his outer calf.
If you believe that he was shot by a sniper.
We know the Jedi mind tricks these goalkeepers like to pull. Works out for him there.
Yep. And he's obviously in the run the clock mood. Mr. Producer, it's not a bad thing to show us that Anderson goal once again, It was really a work of art. It was really a work of art, Shenardo Anderson. And a very difficult pitch. Watch this. Atkinson sends the ball back. And look at him dance through the yellow shirts. Twisting this way and that and then thumping the ball inside the 18-yard box. A class moment. A very, very skillful craftsman.
Didn't look up for a second. He knew once the ball fell to him, he knew he wanted to look to goal and get to goal.
Quick throw by goalkeeper Kenarda Campbell, sending Coke free. Coke gives it away. McCallum gives it up himself. Here is Swaby, with Burton rather bursting forward. Still Burton thinking of the shot! And to his credit, I think the ball just took a little bobble. Just at the moment he pulled the trigger, Aidan.
Just skipped up on him there. He would have been looking to take that shot from maybe 4 or 5 strides before. Just skipped up on the turf right before he struck it. Very, very unlucky.
Callather looking composed for a moment in the midfield until he lost possession. And the ball just bobbled as Burton rather. Keep saying Swaby, Burton lined up that effort. Coke having to do some defending now, Dwayne Coke for Olympic Gardens. Cheese. Road. Sevens clashing. Wickets. Studs up on Roden. Constant Spring, at this Constant Spring field, the Olympic Gardens boys seem to have something in for Shamar Roden. Don't know what it is. They tackle him very aggressively. Remain calm through it all.
JDF looking to make use of another set piece. Can they cause Olympic Gardens some more problems here, or have they sorted out their issues?
He curls this one in. Atkinson clears his lines very well. And now bursting forward is Burton until tall man Anjay Gale stepping forward before that particular attack, or to cut the transition early. Nice touch. Cheese breaking forward now, away from Anderson. Lewis back to help. Cheese needs some help himself. Shoved over and he wins the free kick.
Number 7, Devontae Ricketts.
Change of approach. Finding it difficult to have any sustained possession with under the cosh quite a bit for the last 20 to 25 minutes.
Three-man wall as Tevin Cheese lines up this free kick. Yes, with a near spot on there. Cheese has 5 men in yellow shirts to aim for inside the box. Here's the free kick. Into a good area! And it's met at the back post, but the header wasn't clean. And the man down for Constant Spring looks to be, well, he's back on his feet. It was Atkinson. Back up pretty quickly. Anderson to Atkinson. Lewis. The flick didn't work. Oh, lovely flick of his own from Sadler. And then the ball got to his head, and what should have been a simple pass, he tried to make it expansive, and it couldn't find Devonta Francis.
Just didn't seem to be on the same wavelength there. Unfortunate. It was a good opportunity for JDF to get forward.
Street mixing it with the defenders, and it breaks, and a man taken out there was Swaby, and a free kick for Olympic Gardens, and they're still coming. The team from the constituency of the Prime Minister, West Central St. Andrew.
And Jake Gale just making sure that Olympic Gardens couldn't take the kick quickly.
Very intelligent experience again. Bring that to the fore here. So, Ricketts and Burton plotting how best to deliver this free kick as they are hunting the second goal. Olympic Gardens, they've been good in the second half. They were good in parts of the first half as well, just unlucky. It's gonna be Burton. Shot on goal! Whistling wide from Ricketts, who had left the scene of the free kick. It to have been a well-rehearsed free kick routine. He struck his shot wide. McCullough, wider to Clark. You see the replay of the free kick off the chest of Grant. He couldn't align his body properly to drive that shot on target. Woden again will deliver with the left foot as we're into the 78th minute. of the contest. The JDF lead 2-1, courtesy of 2 first-half goals from Devonta Francis. Within the second half, Olympic Gardens have been the more likely team. Headed towards goal, cleared by Anderson. JDF man has been taken out, and the referee holds proceedings for him to get some attention. Looks like Ragbeer flattened in that coming together, and the referee says it's okay, he's fine.
Again, a set piece. The Jamaica Defence Force's clearest route to goal, still causing Olympic Gardens some issues around there, even though they have been the better team in the second half.
Right, we're told he must leave the pitch and return as Olympic Gardens make another change. Number 7 withdrawn. That's Ricketts in his place. Number 12. We'll confirm the change for you in short order. Anderson crept out, so it's a throw to the JDF, which Roden will take. Clark knocked over, paid for that free kick, knew exactly what he was doing. Henry Clark bumped in the back of the head for his troubles. JDF, you sense that they are the ones trying to slow the game down as the game grows old. Olympic Gardens want to play this at 100 miles per hour, want to force the pace. Here's Cheese, fires this one goalwards, and now the camera handles. Again, not convincingly, but it works. Lewis, high knees after this one. Gale sends it back the other way though for JDF. Swaby's clearance wasn't good. McCullough sets it down comfortably. Cheese, nice touch, but gives it away. And the free kick, referee right call. Kambuchi McCullough was fouled. Cheese quickly. Hard tackle from Swaby on Devonta Francis, and he reacts badly. Actually, that was actually Clark, Kenny Clark, who had drifted to the right to link the play for the JDF. That was on the end of that challenge.
Olympic Gardens starting to feel the pressure now of that clock running down, getting a bit overzealous with the challenges. They need to just keep it calm. They have been the better team. The chances have been coming. If they can just keep a cool head.
Now the yellow card brandished by referee Edwards. She's having a conversation with Swaby. Referee Andy Edwards has had to reach for his pocket multiple times this evening. Looks to be Atkinson, who has talked himself into the book this time. Discussion among the soldiers about what to do. Looks as if Sadler is going to be left to take charge of this one. Roden retreats to his left back station. Francis hanging about. This does look like a Keenan Sadler effort. Sadler goes for goal! Didn't miss by much, but Missy did. Number 20 coming in for JDF. That's Michael Allen. And number 14, Devonta Francis, the 2-goal man, coming out. So Francis hasn't raised a gallop in the second half. Did his job from the first half though. And no criticism going his way. He did his job in the first half with those 2 goals to give his team breathing room, to give them a basis to go forward to the final. Withdrawn. Also withdrawn is Kenrick Clark. Strong man in midfield. Number 18 coming in. That's Tijon Williams. So Williams and Allen in. Francis and Clark out. Here's Shenardo Anderson though, trying to flick it over the head of the defender, just failing to do so. Here's Coke on the run for Olympic Gardens. Switch by Atkinson. Met by Brandon Lee Thompson. Sharp is right back station. Another clearance by Thompson. Stays down. We need an ice bath at the end of this contest. Brandon Lee Thompson has really been in the wars. It's the JDF bench. Not the expression of a team believing that they have the final within their grasp. Nerves on display there as they watch this game grow older. Watch the clock trudge to 90. Grant with the clearance for Olympic Gardens. McCallum's header. Cheese can't get there. Grant again. Only succeeds in giving it to one of the new men. Clearance by Swady has been all action since his entrance, replacing Alexander in the first half. He's taking this throw. Lovely pass to Street. Looks across to his right. What does he have? Swings the cross in, and that's poor from Street. Very, very poor.
Cross just was not good enough there. They needed more from the talisman.
There was only one Olympic Gardens man in the box amidst about 4 defenders. So the very, very low percentage. Here's Sadler. Freeze Cheese. Anderson can't get there. Cheese. But Anderson just stretched, just got a boot on it to take it away. And barged over by Cheese, who gives up the free kick. But just doesn't have the pace anymore, and Cheese fancied his chances running away from Anderson. He just stretched there. O'Neal Anderson just threw it out of the stride of Cheese and then won the ball in the end. Street running through, gets possession now, needs help, plays it back. That's a good pass. This is Burton trying to find Anderson, but Brandon Lee Thompson there once again. Burton wider to Coke. Coke with the cross. It's not a bad one. Headed on goal! And it was Anderson once again. And it took a deflection. And it's a corner. Olympic Gardens knocking at the door as they seek the second goal, this equalizer.
They've really been in the ascendancy in the second half. And I don't think a second goal will be undeserved.
Hit away by JDF. Grant after this. So it was the new man for the JDF. Lovely turn. Cheese. Forward to Allen. Allen on the sprint. Get around the skipper though, Grant. Does his job very well there, the captain. Stopping the counter-attack. Thompson. Eased off it by Lewis. Allen snaps back at Lewis. Wins it back for the JDF. Cheese. Doing some good work, Coke, up and down the field for Olympic Gardens. This ball set back. This is Kambuji Makala. Can the ball settle for him? He strikes, he takes a deflection, goes behind for a corner.
Just took him slightly too long to set his feet there. Gave the Olympic Gardens defenders just enough time to get out to him to stop any goal threat.
88th minute. The JDF have progression to the final in their grasp. Olympic Gardens still have time to change the course of this contest. Here's Allen. Nice touch by Atkinson. Long ball forward, and that wasn't a judicious use of the ball in that situation. Weren't enough blue shirts forward for you to hit and hope that one of them would get it. Wayne Stewart. That was a good time to run some clock. Anderson off his shoulder. Here's Lewis. He rides one challenge through to Street. Turns, was being held back by Roden. He will go into the book. I wonder how many yellow cards we're going to end up with.
We've seen quite a few already.
Yeah, second half has been all about cards. Referee Sean Day Edwards giving them cards to take home to their mothers. Burton again on free kick duties. We're into the 90th minute. Roden and Kambuji Makala instructed to build a wall. Romain Stewart telling them where he wants them to be. Burton. What can he conjure from this distance? Goes for goal, you know! May not have been the best option. It will all be about how much extra time, how much time will referee Edwards add to the 90. We're going to know now. We've hit the 90-minute mark, 7 more minutes to play. It's enough time, Aidan, for anything to happen.
Definitely. I do think Olympic Gardens will have the belief that they can get another goal, send this to extra time, and possibly even nick it.
JDF number 7, is cautioned in the 90th minute.
Looking increasingly agitated. The Olympic Gardens coach is Anjay Gale, trying to root this one far. A weak kick, didn't even clear the half line, but it works out with Ragbear away from O'Neill Anderson. Coke across to confront him. And Coke quickly across. Did he get a deflection of Kambuji Makala? Yes, he did. Good defending from Dwayne Coke.
Olympic Guards need to be patient. The chances will come. Every foul will be milked for every second that they can now.
Surprised them on that point to me that Rugby has gotten up so quickly. You'd expect in that situation the player would roll around a little bit, call for the trainer.
Take some time to hydrate.
Well, looking for Allen on that far side. Swaby got a piece of it. Allen didn't know how to take the throw. He walks away from it, but decides against it, changes his mind. Now back to take it. Thompson. There's my Rugby on the snapshot by McCullough. She's with another shot followed up, that's blocked. Here's Roden. McCullough allowed that to run away from him. Atkinson back to Anderson. Changes the point of the attack. A lovely flick from Anderson of the Chenardo variety, but he lost it. Brandon Lee Thompson puts this one in. Header goal! Oh, that's a brilliant save. Fantastic save from Kenardo Campbell. Rugby thought he had scored. Thought he had gotten in on the glory. Just stooped to get the header after a wicked cross from Brandon Lee Thompson. But what a sharp save from Kenardo Campbell. Oh, that was good.
Let's try into the second half. Very, very well saved there from Kenardo Campbell. Really kept his team in it.
Atkins is spotting the ball for Roden. And he says, no, thank you, do it my own way. Fires this one in, and again Campbell gets a piece of it. She's saying it right behind. And the referee agrees. System on that far side has flagged. Not sure what's happening. It's being retaken. The original corner kick is being retaken. Is that what's happening?
Hey! Hey, go!
No. It's a corner from the near side. Alright. So she's with this near side corner. 95th minute. JDF almost there. And at Constance Springfield, Olympic Guards will fall short, agonizingly short of target. She's delaying the corner kick. The referee will book him, it appears.
Seems to be saying the ball had shifted from its position.
He's at the corner kick eventually after what seemed an eternity. Campbell getting it, hurrying up. Here's Chenardo Anderson. And take allowed Gale to step in. And Gale has been good this evening for JDF in defense. Here's Lewis. Wide to Swady. Tackled and stripped off the ball by Allen. And the indefatigable Brandon Lee Thompson will take this throw for JDF. 96th minute, the job is almost done. Nice turn by Burton. After a nice take, he goes down, and this could be the last chance for Olympic Gardens from this free kick. It's taken quickly though. Shot. Very disappointing indeed. Absolutely disappointing. They're going to take a quick free kick. It must be because they're creating a shooting opportunity, or they're flooding the box and anticipating that the cross will come. There's Roden. Cheese picks it up and will no doubt send it to Ragbeer. Oh, good turn by Ragbeer with a shot! Oh, it's another good save by Kenardo Campbell. Ragbeer denied twice by the Olympic Gardens goalkeeper. He smiles ruefully and looks around and says, well, what am I going to have to do tonight to get on the score sheet?
Kenardo Campbell denying him twice there, keeping his team in it in the dying moments of the game.
Bad case of cramp has taken up poor old O'Neal Anderson. That's why he tumbled right there. And look at this Ragbear. Didn't go for power. Knew he had wrong-footed the goalkeeper. But didn't account for Campbell's sharp reflexes and his wingspan.
In the dying seconds now, not sure just how much time Olympic Gardens has left to get anything from this.
Williams is a big man and he's going to keep it down at the corner flag for as long as he can. Oh, sends it to Cheese. Still Cheese. Still Cheese! Ooh, in for glory from there. And the referee has seen enough. The referee calls a halt to proceedings. And the Olympic Gardens players are crowding the referee. I don't like to see this. And they're pointing menacingly at him, and this is never a good thing. This is never a good thing. The JDF players. And why is Swaby attacking the referee in this way? The assistant referee being barged, and it's a good job that some of the coaching staff members are holding on to Swaby, telling him to cool it. Very good and responsible management saying, we're not about that. We lost the game fair and square, and we're good. The police also there getting involved. It took a while for the police to make an appearance last evening when it kicked off between the Augustown and Constant Spring players and some supporters getting in as well. And Never Burtis Bell had to step in to diffuse the situation. And in this instance, there's Ricketts having to be restrained by a member of the coaching staff. This is never good. And I don't know what good Ricketts thing can come of him being allowed to confront the officials after the game.
You don't like to see this?
No, this is not good for the sport.
I really don't like to see this.
And I don't know what he will do if he's let go and what will happen after he has done what he wants to do. Doesn't make any sense. Meanwhile, the JDF team, downcast, downbeat. They shouldn't be. They've done the job. They've gotten to the final, seeing off a spirited, a competitive, in parts, a good Olympic Gardens team. And your impressions of the 90 minutes, Aiden Alexander?
I thought it really was a game of two halves. You know, as the old cliche says, I do think JDF had the better of the second half, clearly by the scoreline. Scored 2 goals, went into halftime 2-0 up. Olympic Gardens came out, adjusted the game plan, and it really seemed to get the better of the Jamaica Defence Force. Scored a goal, got themselves back into it, but as the time ticked on, you always thought JDF just might be able to see it out. I think their calm heads, you know, the size, the strength that they had, the ability to win free kicks smartly and take those seconds off the clock, but still use those set pieces to cause Olympic Gardens just a little bit something, just a little bit more to think about at the back. It's not all going your way going forward.
Yeah, co-sign that. All right, let's roll the full match highlights of this contest. JDF beating Olympic Gardens 2-1. Early though, Burton with a big diagonal. And look at Anderson running through Shenardo over the goalkeeper's head, crashing off the upright. Lucky for JDF, unlucky for Olympic Gardens. That header, taking it away from Jamel Stewart, he would have been in. And then this counter-attack, Ronaldo Barrett. Look at Shenardo Anderson peel off, asking for the pass, gets it, blazes his shot forward off the foot of the goalkeeper and onto the upright. Thompson whips this cross in. Fresh air shot by Clark. Cheese on the far side, couldn't direct it goalwards. And then this moment, Francis around the goalkeeper, feels the contact, goes down, rolls 6 times, gets up, dispatches the penalty, 1-0 JDF. Devonta Francis came up big, had a big first half for the JDF. And those 2 decisive moments from him, the reason they are through to the final. Then Roden with this free kick. And look at Francis get up, just pace it away from the goalkeeper for 2-0. And it wasn't even half time yet. Second half, best goal of the game came from this man, Mr. Skill, Shenardo Anderson, weaving around defenders, crashing the shot home.
Beautiful finish.
Yep, he loved the fact that this game was a televised one, because he'll be able to see this time and time again. And then Burton with this free kick. You thought that Ricketts would have steered that on target? The answer was no. Then this moment, this header, what a save. The save of the game from Kenardo Campbell. Very sharp to deny Ragbeer. And then Ragbeer again. Fooled the goalkeeper with the eyes, but Kenardo Campbell said nope. Equal to the task. Look at the number of yellow cards. 10, 5 each. 23 fouls, 13 committed by JDF. Especially, well, the bulk of those would have come in the second half as they tried to stem the Olympic Gardens tide. 5 corners, 4 to the JDF, 4 shots on goal for the Soldiers, 3 on target for Olympic Gardens, 9 attempts overall by the JDF, 8 overall by Olympic Gardens, and there was only one offside call in the whole game.
A bit of a dogfight there, especially towards the end.
Yeah, Ronaldo Adams is waiting on us. He's on interview details. We go across to him now. Ronaldo.
Coach, I'm sure it was a very long, tiring season for you guys, but you also were successful in capping off a lot of wins, but you fell just short of the promised land. How do you wrap up tonight's performance?
Yeah, we fell short because the referee really helped JDF tonight. As you can see, the first couple of minutes of the game, we should have get a penalty. Unfortunately, the referee decided that it's not a penalty. And you see, all night to play against really 14 players or 15 players all night. The referee was very poor.
What would you like to see? What would you like to be done about this?
They have to look into it because I don't understand how can you have a JCF officer to be reffing these type of games. They are basically the same. So unfortunately, that's how football go. We play well since night. My team play well. We hold up ahead. We go down 2-0. We hold up ahead. We come back out in the second half. We press JDF to try to get the equalizer, but unfortunately, we did not get it.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. All the best next season.
Yeah, man. Thanks.
Huh? Coach, a very successful night for you this evening. However, your counterparts made some accusations, let's say, about a possible coercion with the referees.
Well, both teams got harsh decision, but you play. It's just one of those things when you're playing football. Everything won't go your way, but hopefully, when you get your chances, put them away.
Coach, the final, well, not a week, but about 6 days away. How ready are you guys?
Well, we recuperate for the next game, and we'll go on the drawing board, and we'll see what comes for the next game. Hopefully, our players can be on their A game like today. We play a wonderful game. It was a hard-fought game, and we came out victorious, and we're glad for that.
Coach, all the best next week. Take care.
Thanks much.
Right, so it will be an Augustown JDF final in the KSAFA Championship, and well played to Constant Spring on Saturday and to Olympic Gardens on this Sunday. Aidan Alexander, the last word is yours. Your impression of what you saw, and how do you see this final stacking up?
I think we saw 2 really great semi-finals, 2 very hard-fought ones. You know, yesterday we went to extra time and penalties to decide a winner, and this one went straight down to the wire as well. I do think Olympic Gardens can leave this game with their heads held high, as could Constant Spring yesterday, and I'm quite excited for Saturday's final.
All right, on behalf of the team at CVM TV, thank you for watching. We'll be back with the final, of course, as Ronaldo said, in 6 days from now.